In year one of the Event About It podcast, I said, I love that 56 times. I said, yay, 404 times. And you know what else appeared exactly 404 times? The word events. Yay and events are in a statistical tie, which is either the most on brand thing I've ever produced or a sign that I need to broaden my vocabulary. I'll let you guys decide. I also said think 600 times, absolutely 62 times, agree 102 times. So apparently, I'm the most enthusiastically agreeable host in podcasting. But here's the thing. I run a business that works with data every day. I live in this stuff. So when it came to looking back on year one, I had to pull the numbers. 27 guests, 23 episodes, 2 live shows, 1 production trailer, 1 ATV. And I was wrong about almost everything I predicted when I started this. I am more proud of this show than just about anything I've ever built. This is the Event About It 1-year anniversary bonus episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Event About It. I'm your host, Megan Martin, and we don't have a guest today. We're not playing any games, and the vent of the week is mine. On April 4th, 2025, I sat across from Rachel Kopchak, pressed record for the very first time, and hoped something real would come from it. And a year later, here's what actually happened. Now, let me paint the picture of what I had in my head when we launched. I thought listeners would pour in and feel like they had finally found a home base in this industry. I thought the vent of the week and the story submissions would fill my inbox every week. I thought the people I expected to show up and support this would be front and center. I thought the numbers would grow faster than they did. Nothing happened the way I drew it up. The inbox did not fill. The community did not materialize on the timeline I imagined. Some of the people I expected to be my loudest cheerleaders were quiet in a way I did not see coming. And I'm telling you this not to complain. I'm telling you this because too many people tell the anniversary story and skip the first draft. The one where the results are quieter than the vision, where you had to figure out in real time whether the thing you built still matters, even when the evidence is smaller than you hoped. Here's what I know now. It does matter. Not because the dashboard said so, because the work said so. So here's what I didn't predict when I launched Event About It podcast. How much I would love doing it. Not the idea of it, the actual doing. Every prep call, every recording, every moment a conversation went somewhere neither of us planned. That turned out to be the whole point. I did not predict how willing people would be to say yes. 27 guests across 23 episodes, every single one generous and kind and willing to show up fully. Some of them were people I have admired for years, my mentors even. People whose work shaped how I think about this industry before I ever thought about picking up a microphone. I'm talking some full fangirl moments. Getting to have those conversations was a privilege I did not take for granted for a single second. I also recorded 2 live shows this year. 1 episode in a production trailer at a music festival on a 350-acre Montana cattle ranch. 1 episode from an ATV touring festival grounds between stage setups. None of that was planned, and all of it was better because of it. And this is exactly what this show is supposed to be. Not waiting for perfect conditions, but going where the story actually is. And the stories this year, worth every mile. Protesters shutting down international airports mid-event. A CEO stuck in traffic while a catering fire triggered a full building evacuation. A guest who cold messaged strangers on LinkedIn during a freak April snowstorm to fill a dinner that was almost a disaster. These are not cautionary tales. They are proof that event professionals are some of the most resourceful, unshakable humans on the planet. I love that. Here's what I did learn over the last year. Not at all what I had planned to learn, but what showed up whether I was ready for it or not. Show up before you're ready. Ready is not a destination. It is a story you tell yourself to avoid starting. This show exists because I started before I had it figured out. We pivoted along the way, and that was the whole lesson. Consistency beats perfection. We showed up every week for a year, not perfectly, but consistently. And that was the whole strategy. Comparison is a thief of joy. I knew that was a sentence before I started the show. I understand it in my body now. The moment I stopped looking sideways at what everyone else was building and started looking straight ahead at what I was building, everything got a little bit better. The work got better, the conversations got deeper, the whole thing got a lot more honest. Imposter syndrome is real. It is sneaky and it will show up at the exact moment you need confidence the most. There were moments this year where someone I genuinely admired said yes to this show, and my first instinct was not excitement. It was a quiet little voice asking whether I'd actually earned the seat I was sitting in. And I had, and you have to keep reminding yourself of that. Carly Heidegger's episode said something that I have thought about a lot since, and Carly said, I didn't get here by accident. And that's the entire reframe. When the doubt shows up, and it will, you remind yourself you did the work to be in the room, and then you stay there. The work is invisible to everyone except the people doing it. I could not do this show without Rachel Kopchak. She was my very first guest, my executive producer, and the reason this show sounds like it does. If you have someone who shows up for your work the way she shows up for me, protect that relationship. It is the most important one you have. And the one thing I learned that I'm the most proud of is that diversity of thought is not a nice to have, it's a must have. Event producers, CMOs, CEOs, neuroscientists, a festival production team, a tech founder, a CEO who came up through meetings and education, a sponsorship sales leader who works with $80 million private jets. They did not all come from the same path. They did not all agree. And those were the richest conversations from the last year. Our industry is asking bigger questions right now. What are live experiences actually for? Who do they serve? How do we measure what they produce? Those questions need a wide range of perspectives behind them. One angle is not enough. Year 2 has even more of this. Year 2 is already recording, and I can't wait for you guys to see the conversations we're having. And here's what I'm going into this next year that I didn't fully have on April 4th, 2025. And that is confidence. Confidence and a sharper vision of what I want every person who listens to Event About It to walk away with. Year 1 was about finding my footing. Year 2 is about running. And I also want to say this out loud. This show is ready to grow, and we need partners to do that. We want to take Event About It to bigger stages and even more people, bigger audiences. We had one sponsor in year 1. In year 2, we are ready for more. If you're a brand or an organization that wants to reach event professionals, marketing leaders, and the people building the experiences that move industries forward, this is your room. Reach out. Let's talk. So that is the Event About It 1 year anniversary episode. If something in here resonated, share it with someone who's building something and wondering if they should keep going. And if that person is you, here's what I want you to hear. Do not wait until you are ready. You're never going to be fully ready. At some point, the only move is to start. The first version will not be perfect, but it will be true. True is worth more than perfect every single time. Start now and figure it out along the way. Subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, leave a review if you have a few moments, and head to eventaboutitpodcast.com to submit your events and stories and check out every episode from year 1. And if you want more from Megan Martin, head to msquareddynamics.com to subscribe to Step and Repeat. That is where the conversation keeps going. Until next time, keep growing, keep laughing, and keep eventing about it. Happy birthday, Event About It.